welcome back to another pick a card reading. This pick a card reading is about the one that got away, the ex, or someone that you were interested in that you didn't snag, didn't get, or maybe you did get them, maybe you dated them for years, maybe you were married to them and are no longer. It's about the one that got away. What are your feelings towards them? What was that relationship like? And are they thinking about you? Let's find out. Pile number one has this beautiful textite crystal. This is actually a meteor rock from outer space. It's really, really cool. So the black textite. Pile number two has the purple amethyst crystal, which is very beautiful. Pile number three has the pyrite crystal, which is also known as fool's gold because it does look like gold. And the fourth pile has a beautiful clear quartz on it. So if you want, you can take a few minutes to meditate. You can pause the video if you want. Where does your eye go? Where does your energy go? What pile do you feel has a message for you? And you can pick more than one pile if that's what you want to do. That's fine as well, because sometimes there are messages in one that aren't in another that might resonate with you. So again, for the pick a card purpose, this is pile number one, pile number two, pile number three, and pile number four. So go to the timestamp below, find what pile you have chosen, and you can go straight there and get your reading now. All right, so I'll see you in pile number one. All right, pile number one, this is your pick a card reading with the magical textite. Actually, it is a meteor rock from outer space. It is a crystal, and I absolutely love it. So this is your reading. So I have 5 decks of cards that I'm going to be using today. And I've already shuffled all the cards, and I've taken a portion of each deck to do your particular reading. So we're going to find out for you who the one is that got away. Well, you know, because that person's on your mind all the time. So let's see about this relationship. Let's get some more information here. We'll start off with this deck here. Let's get some information about the one that got away. Do they think about you? What do they think of you? What do you think of them? What type of relationship was it? Yada, yada, yada. Okay, we're going to use this card because it just flew out of the deck. Okay, 9 of Cups. This one. So I'll pull a couple cards first, and then we'll look at the meaning behind these. And then we'll pull another one out of this deck for clarification. So this particular relationship is a relationship that was very important to you. And probably you still think about this person, obviously, which is why you wanted to click on this video in the first place. But there was a lot of insecurities in this relationship, and a lot of things were not being expressed. Possibly ideas, thoughts were not being shared, and at one point, one or both of you felt trapped in this relationship for whatever reason, and felt bound in this relationship. Almost felt like maybe they couldn't leave, or they felt like they were trapped. And it could be you, it could be them in this relationship. And there was a decision that had to be made. There was a struggle that had to be made, and there was a decision that had to be made in this relationship, which is why you're probably not together anymore. So that was obviously the decision possibly to end this relationship. So we'll pull another card for clarification. And yes, we're clarifying here this card, which I want a clarification of the being bound, feeling like you're trapped in a situation. So this card here is somebody that has been, you've come out of a battle. You've come out of a battle and barely scathed, barely made it out of this battle. It was a relationship with a lot of turbulence, I would say, and a lot of conflict, I would say. Not always. Obviously, there was some good to this relationship, as there is to most. But I'm thinking that it was you that made the decision to end this relationship, and it was a very difficult decision for you. But there was a lot of conflict of ideas, I want to say butting heads. I don't see it as a physically violent relationship, but I feel like you were mentally drained from it. I feel like it mentally drained you, although there were a lot of good times. As I said, as many relationships do have, but by the end of it, you were mentally drained and felt literally defeated and made a decision to move on. So that's sort of the first batch of cards. Let's see what else we get here for clarification. I'm going to pull some more cards here and shuffle these cards up a little bit. Okay, so let's get some more cards for clarification. Let's clarify this card, the good times. So I feel like when you met this person basically came like charging into your life, and there was a lot of passion. This person was very passionate when the relationship first started, possibly throughout the relationship, that they were kind of charged into your life and sort of, put their spell on you, so to speak, with their passion. And they could have also a very fiery personality. Could be Leo, Sagittarius, could be Aries, or that could be you. But anyway, it's a very fiery, passionate person. And those were the good times that you had, was that passion. So let's get some clarification on the decision here. Clarification on the decision is the Magician. So this is a card of manifesting, of creating, of, kind of like having a magic wand, so to speak. But the decision here I'm getting by the cards, or I'm assuming by the cards here, because it could have been the other person, but I'm thinking it's you, that you decided to end the relationship and that was the decision that you had to make. And there could have been a financial aspect to this decision, like maybe they weren't pulling their weight financially or whatever. Maybe that was some of the conflict here, but I'm not seeing that so much on this side of the cards. So that you decided that you wanted to create a better life for yourself and a better future. And even though you love this person and were very passionate with this person, you decided that it was time to move on because your needs were not being met in this situation. And mostly emotional, mental turmoil. That's what I'm seeing. Again, feeling bound, feeling trapped, feeling like you couldn't leave. And I'm not getting an abusive situation here, but I don't know that yet through the cards. And for you, you know what that situation was. But it looks like you're out of it now, and you did decide that you wanted to have a better life. So good for you. And then this card will clarify, just clarification on everything. That everything's sort of, it's like the ending. Everything's come to an end. All good things must come to an end. And the beginning of the relationship was very promising, but you decided to end this. So I'm going to pull some love cards here, get more of an idea. So that's just the general relationship of what I'm seeing in the cards. And let's pull some love cards to see what that relationship was like. Engagement. So this was a pretty serious, committed relationship. Perhaps you were engaged. You were about to get engaged. Maybe you were living together, but it was a more serious commitment. This wasn't just dating casually. This was a serious, committed relationship. The next card is getting to know each other, which I'm going to clarify in a minute. And then I'm going to pull one more card from these love cards. Finances and career. There's that finance again. So that was the impression I was getting with this card. So maybe there was a financial conflict, a career conflict. Maybe one of you was working harder than the other, or not saving money, or spending money foolishly. And that won't be the only reason that this relationship ended, but it was part of the reason of that conflict, and that you were so mentally drained from arguing all the time. And this is a getting to know you card. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So according to these cards, it started off really passionate and great, and you really literally felt like your cups were being filled. This is the Nine of Cups. You just felt like everything was, all your needs were being fulfilled. And then it's kind of like as they revealed themselves, this is when all the tension started, and the when you felt trapped and you felt like you were bound to the situation, probably because of your love for them. You probably fell in love with them and felt like you were bound and you were kind of stuck there. And we're going to pull some sexual tarot cards. A little more reading here. Okay, Ace of Wands. Well, you got the Magician card again, which is right here. It's really funny. Sorry, my eyesight is horrible. Okay, so with these cards, it looks like it was possibly at the beginning of the relationship when they were all came in being charging in all passionate, and making you feel fulfilled emotionally, especially they made you feel fulfilled. It was someone that was like took care of you and made you feel special and made you feel loved and comforted you and all of those things. You had passion here in a very passionate sexual relationship, where this person maybe introduced you to new ideas in the bedroom, maybe new positions, maybe new things to try, sort of vibe. And also this person was, very key in the relationship, where they kind of made the relationship sort of what they wanted it to. Like they were more of the aggressor, I'm getting, not just sexually, but just in the relationship. And again, it doesn't mean it was an aggressive relationship, like physically, but it could have been. But this person was the aggressor in the relationship, and I'm getting the impression also that they pursued you aggressively and like this charging in with the passion. But yes, so at the beginning of the relationship, I don't know for how long, but for a portion of that relationship, there was passion, there was emotional fulfillment, and you were getting all of your needs met until, as I said, as I said, you weren't anymore. So we're gonna get some clarification on, is this person still thinking about you? What is this, what is happening with this person, sort of thing, when it comes to you? So let's pull some cards for that. Fire. Okay. So I feel like okay, so we got the Knight of Fire here, which is also another passion card. So, but I also feel like this person is jealous of you. So I'm getting the feeling, if they're jealous, that you might be in another relationship now, and they are jealous of that. They are very competitive with your new partner, whether you know it or not. They might be following you secretly on social media and watching this, and they're very, very jealous and competitive with this person, kind of like, what does he or she see in that person? I'm so much better or whatever, right? But just like nitpicking maybe at your photos on social media and things like that, or in real life, if you ever run across them, they are being they're competitive, they are jealous, and they also feel a lot of passion for you still. They feel a lot of passion. They're very restless when they think about you, thinking about you, and that they can't sort of have you. But I'm sensing like a bit of stubbornness too, that they won't fully admit that to you. And for some of you, they may admit that. For some of you, they won't, depending on who the other person is. And also, I have a sense here, like we're saying this relationship ended not just because of financial reasons, but there were financial reasons that this relationship ended. And I'm getting the sense here of this card here that they are in a better place financially since your relationship is over. Maybe they're trying to prove to you, like, look what I'm doing, look, I'm getting better, I'm getting back on my feet. Or they're studying something, or they're trying to better themselves, mostly because of you're ending the relationship. So it's not that they're bettering themselves to sort of get you back, even though secretly they probably want that. It's more of this competitive thing. It's more of this like, oh, look at me now. Look what you've lost. Like, look how good I'm doing now. That type of energy is what I'm getting. So let me pull. So they do think about you. They have a passion for you. Again, as I said, you had a very passionate relationship, a very fiery relationship in the bedroom. So yes, of course, they do still think of you from time to time. And the last card we got is Unity. Archangel Sandalphon, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. So you have since moved on. I'm getting the feeling that you're in a relationship. But at the very least, you have you're having your like-minded friends. You're having, things are going well for you since you left this person. But you do still think of them because maybe if they would have got their act together with their career or with their finances, or maybe if they weren't so aggressive or assertive, maybe if they would have met you sort of halfway, you wouldn't have had to make this decision here to leave them. So you don't really have regret in what you've chosen to do and the relationship, but what you do is you do think of them because you really love this person, you love them deeply, and you shared a very passionate relationship with this person. So I mean, obviously you're going to think about them. And this relationship, I'm going to go back to this crystal here that is this is a meteor rock. This relationship was a little bit out of this world. When it was good, like it was really, really good. But it was bad too. Like you feeling bound and trapped and not knowing what to do. But now, as I said, you've moved on and things are better for you mentally. You're in a way better place because you're not dealing with this person's bullshit. But at the same time, you do think of this person and maybe perhaps wonder what if they had got their act together? What if they had, what if things have gone differently? And they think about you too all the time, but it's more of a competitive thing. And look at me now, and I'm going to show you up, and you don't know what you're missing. And, although they will never admit to you that they still passionately think about you. But that's a stubbornness of them, a very fiery, stubborn personality I'm getting from this reading. So that is your card reading, pile number 1. If this resonated with you on any level at all, please let me know. I really enjoy your feedback. It really makes me feel good to know that I'm on track with these things. And because it's a general reading, it may not some of this may resonate with you, some may not. The only way is really if I did a reading just for you, then you would have your own energy that I would be sort of getting from the cards. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And we'll see you at the next pick a card reading. Hello, pile number 2. This is your card pile that you chose with this lovely amethyst crystal. It's so beautiful. And I'm going to be doing the reading today using 5 decks of cards. I've shuffled and taken a portion out of each deck to do your reading today. And I'm going to start off with this deck. So today's pick a card is, as I said in the description, it's about, the one that got away, the one that you think about. Maybe they weren't the best choice for you. Maybe they were. But you may or may not be with someone else right now. But this is an ex of yours. Let's see sort of what the relationship was like. If they're thinking about you. Let's find out what happened, if it's in the cards. And let's get started. All right. So, oops. Okay, so pull a few cards, get an idea of this relationship. Ooh, the Lovers. Okay. Okay, so the first 3 cards that I have here, and we'll pull one more for clarification on these. Okay. So this was the love of your life. This person was possibly a twin flame connection, love of your life connection. It took some time for you to move on from this relationship, and you know, at times maybe them or you didn't appreciate what you had when you had it. Possibly one or both of you were bored with this relationship. Maybe it was a long-term relationship, and there was boredom there. There was some boredom, possibly, definitely not appreciating one or both of you were not appreciating what you had. It was very hard to move on from the relationship. Again, it was like a one once in a lifetime love that you had with this person, and you were looking back on it though, you for the most part don't regret anything, because you put a lot of hard work into that relationship, and you have an endearing memory of that person. Even if it ended badly, you have an endearing memory of them because you love them so much. So you have a hard time to have, you know, hate for this person. And I'm assuming, you know, we'll see more in the cards that they probably feel the same way about you. But one or more of you was bored. Definitely somebody was getting taken for granted here. But it was very hard to move on for, I would say, both of you when this relationship was over. So I'm going to get some more clarification. I'll get some clarification on the Lover's card. Pull another card here. Full. Okay. So let's get clarification for this card. Clarification for this card. And clarification, whoops, for this card. Okay, so there's a very happy-go-lucky, you know, feeling I'm getting from this relationship that you had. When things were great, they were really great. You were both, as I said, happy-go-lucky, not a care in the world, throwing caution to the wind. You took a leap of faith on this relationship, and, you know, maybe you met, when you met, maybe perhaps you weren't looking for somebody, or you weren't ready for a relationship, or you didn't really know if you liked this person or not, but you took a chance, and it turned out to be the love of your life. So it was, again, as I said, it was hard to move on, but you've had to be very courageous. It took a lot of strength for you to move on from this relationship. It was really difficult for you to move on from the relationship. And this person was a very, very passionate person when it came to you. There was a lot of passion in this relationship. But yeah, one or more of you were bored. It doesn't mean you were bored with the sex or with the love or anything like that. It could have just been, you know, a stagnant, it ran its course sort of thing. Or, you know, I'm getting the feeling that you were together a long time, and possibly like high school sweethearts, maybe not, but just a long relationship, or you met when you were young, or knew each other when you were young. So, you know, it kind of ran its course. It got a little stale maybe for one or both of you, but definitely took for granted, one of you took for granted the other, and didn't realize how good you had it, and sort of kicking, one or more of you are kicking yourselves right now, because, you know, you look back on the relationship fondly. But there is an opportunity here for... I don't know if it's reconciliation, but there is an opportunity here, and an optimism here. And maybe it's this looking back endearingly on the relationship, and, you know, just thinking of good times. And maybe it warms your heart to think of this person, which there is nothing wrong with that at all. So we're going to pull some more cards again for clarification, get some more information. We'll pull this. Let's find out more about the relationship. What was the relationship like, sort of? Okay. Healing family issues. Pull some more cards. Chemistry. New love. Okay. So this card just clarifies, the chemistry card is just clarifying here the passion. So there was crazy chemistry with you two. There was a very strong magnetic attraction, physically, mentally, spiritually. Again, a twin flame sort of relationship, love of your life sort of relationship here. But, you know, maybe part of the problem with the getting stale or getting bored or not appreciating or taking for granted is there was somebody was having issues with their family that they needed to heal from, maybe a childhood trauma, maybe just, you know, a difficult relationship with one of their parents or siblings, or maybe their family was getting in the way a little bit, and that was maybe part of the problems here. And then you also have a new love card. A person has stirred your romantic interest, new love. So again, I think with the new love card, it goes back to this twin flame relationship or love of your life relationship. And maybe for the longest time it did feel like new love, or it could be a connection here to the boredom and then somebody looking for new love. But I don't get that feeling. I get the feeling this was a very magnetic relationship, and there were issues obviously there, but not I wouldn't say this would be like, you know, card number one, the issues were a little more serious. I wouldn't say this was complete serious. It was just, I think it was even a mutual decision for this relationship to end. I don't think it was ended too horribly. Again, you still fondly think of each other here. So let's get a little more clarification. These are the sexual tarot cards. Swords. Okay. So this person really worshipped you at one point, really just thought you were the cat's ass, just was in awe of you, especially sexually and romantically. They were in awe of you, and was very, you know, they treated you like gold. They treated you like gold, and for a long time knew how good they had it. And maybe with this taking for granted, maybe you took that for granted from them, and didn't treat them, reciprocate, you know, them, you know, kind of falling at your feet, or they stopped doing that, and they, you know, at first, because sometimes the relationship at the beginning is so strong and so romantic and so fiery and sexual and everything, and then it just fizzles out. Maybe that's what happened here. But there's a few different things going on with the card, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't resonate. But yeah, very passionate relationship, but I sense that there were a little bit of trust issues from one or more of you. It's not that somebody cheated, but it was just there were a little bit of trust issues. Maybe things weren't always as they seemed. And again, it doesn't mean that person was cheating on you, but I'm getting the sense that there was maybe some secrets, some things that were hidden. Maybe they were not, you know, super, super serious, but things were being hidden, and not everything was as it seemed here. So I'm going to pull a few more cards. Let's get some clarification on them and what they think of you now, or if they think of you at all. Okay. So Earth. Fire. Okay, this person does find themselves getting distracted a lot by thoughts of you, and the thoughts of you are, you know, fiery thoughts of you, passionate thoughts of you, sexual thoughts of you. They miss you. They miss the communication that you had. They miss the bond that you used to have, and they feel like they've missed like a grand opportunity with you, and I think they know now what they had, and that it's, you know, possibly too late here, but they're constantly being distracted by thoughts of you and things that remind them of you and things like that. Okay, one more card. Chariot. Chariot is about moving on. The Chariot's like forging on, willpower, self-discipline, all that stuff, right? So moving on from this relationship and back to the Courage card here and the strength that it took to you to leave this relationship because there was such a bond there. And you two are always going to wonder, what if? You're always going to wonder because there most likely is not going to be another match that is going to come close to the chemistry that you two had together. And the connection. And it was, again, it wasn't just sexual and it wasn't just physical. There was a mental connection. There was a divine connection there. You know, again, like the one of a kind love of your life things here. So that's hard to let go of, and it's hard to move on from, but you've done it. You've got the strength and the courage, and you've done it, and the Chariot, and you're forging forward and moving on. And you know, I don't get the sense that either of you hate each other, and definitely this person does think about you a lot, and to the point where they're distracted. They get distracted. So I don't know how fresh this breakup is, but they are thinking of you quite a bit and finding it distracting and hard to focus on other things. They might be in another relationship, and again, there's thinking of you a lot, so they're being distracted by you, by their thoughts or about you constantly. So that was your reading. Stone number 2, or pile number 2, with this beautiful amethyst crystal. I hope you enjoyed it. If it resonated with you, please leave me a message and let me know. I always appreciate the feedback. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thank you. See you in the next pick a card. Welcome, pile number 3, to this pick a card. With you picked the this pile, and you picked the pyrite, the fool's gold. It's really pretty and shiny. Not worth much, but I mean, I do use it to meditate sometimes. Oops. And it's a very, very pretty crystal, and it has its own unique healing properties and things that you can use. You can work with this. Very grounding stone as well, if you're ever interested. And I'm working with 5 piles, 5 decks today. So I've already separated them and shuffled everything, but I'm going to shuffle also between these cards here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to shuffle these. So this pick a card, excuse me, I'm sorry. This pick a card is about an ex, the one that got away, perhaps, someone that's on your mind. Let's find out about that relationship. Let's find out if they think about you, maybe what happened, get some clarification. Okay, we'll pull some cards, and here we go. King of Wands. Page of Wands. And the 3 of Cups. Okay, and we're going to pull another card from this deck. And the Strength card. Okay. So again, we're getting there is a passion theme with these cards tonight. Yeah, so this is a very very passionate relationship. There was a lot of good times with this relationship, a lot of celebrations, a lot of things to be grateful for. You know, a lot of beautiful energy in this relationship. And the breakup was tough because we have the Strength card here, and it took you a lot of strength and courage. And I pulled that card also for the one deck just before this as well, but it took a lot of strength and determination and courage for you when this relationship was over. But there was a lot of good times here as well, and reasons to celebrate. I feel like you guys went to a lot of parties, maybe weddings, celebrations, and also, you know, maybe not necessarily, you know, this, again, if it resonates, you know, take it. If it doesn't, leave it. Maybe you guys like drank together, and, you know, I'm not saying like drink to get drunk, but, you know, celebrating, like having some wine, maybe some nice dinner, like that type of relationship. So I'm pulling some more cards for clarification. Clarify the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, so. Okay, I'm getting so somebody was had a decision to make. Somebody was taking a break from things. Somebody had to take a break from things, and there were maybe some secrets, some hidden things, perhaps dark secrets. Something was being hidden in the light. Maybe that person was wearing a mask and not the COVID mask, but not as they seemed. Maybe there was some deceit, not necessarily unfaithfulness, but some type of deceit or some type of the relationship was a beautiful relationship and it ended not on a good note. So I have a feeling that person's mask fell off, and I have a feeling that you started to see them in a different light, and you started to see them as for who they really were. So let's pull some more cards here for some verification there. It's a religious factor. Honeymoon. Okay. So with these cards, according to this card here, there was a religious factor there. So one or both of you, or for some of you, it could have been you're very religious and maybe your faith is important to you or important to them, and could have been how you met in your relationship. Maybe you met at church. Maybe you met through a spiritual connection. They also got the honeymoon card. So maybe you guys enjoyed traveling together. It doesn't necessarily mean a honeymoon, but you enjoyed maybe traveling together, holidays together. Again, celebrating good times, drinking on a boat or on a catamaran, that type of stuff. So again, like I said in one of the other piles, when things were good, they were really good. But then when they got bad, they got pretty bad. And you did try to build a relationship. You tried to work on it. You actually worked really, really hard on this relationship when things started to go south. So, and not on the vacation south, but when things started to go south. But you did, maybe they were not putting in the effort that you were, and you were the courageous one, and you were the strong one. And whatever these secrets that revealed themselves or the mask that fell off, you saw that person in a different perspective. And then I'm getting the feeling that that's why that relationship ended. So we're going to pull some sexual tarot cards and see what that part of the relationship was like. Let's see. 7 of Wands. 4 of Swords. And 6 of Cups. Okay, so I get the feeling that one or more of you had a bit of a wandering eye, I don't know, again, if this means they were unfaithful to you, but they certainly either had a wandering eye, or perhaps you did. And that could be what this mask was that fell off. Maybe it was your mask that fell off. But I wasn't getting impression on that in the cards. But this person kind of has a wandering eye, is easily distracted when there's another beautiful person in the room or anywhere in the vicinity, and maybe that wasn't something that you liked very much. Most of us don't, and they sort of had this like power over you, like when it comes to the bedroom. So they had like this sexual power over you, and also. You felt very safe with them, like sexually, like you felt like even when there was conflict in the relationship, that was one area where you did feel safe with them. And so you had a good sex life with them. And as I said, you felt safe with them. You felt comforted with them sexually. But yeah, they like out in public and stuff like that, they had a bit of a wandering eye, and that was a bit of an issue for you. Again, not sure if it has anything to do with the mask falling off and the secrets and the hidden agendas there, but all of this stuff, and a lot of times when relationships end, it's not always just one thing, it's a lot of little things sometimes, and this seems to have that kind of energy to it. It's a lot of little things. There may be a big thing at the end, and finally you're like, you know what, I see the real you, and I'm not interested. So sort of the impression I'm getting here with these cards. Okay, now I'm going to shuffle some more cards, and we'll see if they are thinking about you. Let's see what we get here. So we'll pull a couple cards from this deck. Oops. Okay, this person is a dreamer. This person is does think about you. They think about you in a very romantic way. They get emotional when they think about you. They're constantly, you know, they are having a hard time right now because of this relationship ending. They are having a hard time. They don't feel like they are like they're just void of. You know, I want to say like, not void of feelings, but they're just sort of having a very hard time. This has been not easy for them. Not easy for you either, but you're more of the brave one, the strong one, the courageous one, that you move on a little bit better than them. And they're kind of like wallowing a little bit in it. As I said, they're being very emotional. There is some hope on their end that you guys might get back together. There might be an opportunity there. That they think, and maybe they've realized they've made a mistake, but they are not doing well. They are destitute, and depending on what happened here with their mask falling off and you seeing them for what they really is, maybe they've realized their mistakes. But yeah, they're kind of just like thinking about you and remorseful, very remorseful. And one more card. Yeah, so the final sort of card here is about standing up for yourself and defending yourself and your beliefs and your decisions. So you have made the right decision with ending this relationship, even though you will always think fondly of this person and love this person. I get the sense that you both actually loved each other until things started going downhill. But you will always have a soft place in your heart for this person. But I feel like this person was not your twin flame or was not your soulmate, even though you feel like they were your soulmate. You are actually the one that got away in this situation, and they know it. They know it, and they are kicking themselves for it. But you have made the right decision in this, in ending this relationship, and you are going to do so much better without this person. You are the one that got away in this card reading. So congratulations, pile number 3. You are the one that they are thinking about. You're the one that got away. You are the one that worked really hard at this relationship. And, you know, this relationship going downhill is more on the other person, as far as I can get this from the cards. And when you did see their true colors, and when you did see them in a new light, and you decided to end the relationship, or the relationship ended, you did exactly the right thing. So good on you, pile number 3. That was your reading. If this resonated with you at all, please let me know in the comments. I would be delighted to hear about it. If you have any other feedback, I also would be delighted to hear about it. So that was your reading, pile number 3. I hope you liked it. Thanks. Welcome, pile number 4. This is your pick a card reading. You chose this pile, possibly because of the beautiful clear quartz crystal. So today I've already shuffled cards, separated. I'm using 5 decks to do the reading today. And this is all about like the one that got away, your ex, you know, your twin flame, your love of your life, and we're gonna find out a little bit about the relationship, maybe what happened, and find out if they're thinking about you, what you thought about them, etc., etc., etc. So I've already shuffled all these cards, but I'm going to shuffle them a little bit again. And let's get a sense of what happened in this relationship. What was this relationship like? Let's see. Okay. So this relationship, when it ended, it devastated you. If just your whole world came crumbling down. You had to defend yourself a lot in this relationship. There was a lot of butting of the heads, a lot of injustice. Maybe things were not balanced, and it looks like you or the other person, but I'm guessing it was you just because of this world crumbling down here. You were offering yourself emotionally to this person and offering, love to this person, and best intentions to this person, and they didn't want it at some point. They did not want it or didn't accept it, or maybe they thought something better was going to come along, or they were waiting for something better to come along, or or that's how you felt. You felt like they thought something better was going to come along, but you were offering things to them and they were not accepting it. And I do see you defending yourself quite a bit in this relationship. Maybe they couldn't see all the good stuff that you were offering there, but there was an imbalance there, and there was an injustice there, some type of injustice there. So let's get some clarification on this with these other cards here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So complete heartbreak. Your heart was completely broken. The devastation, complete heartbreak. You tried your best to see both sides of things, their side and your side. And it seems to me like there's like a Libra energy here with balance. Like maybe you're a Libra, maybe they're a Libra, or just the energy of the card here. They're like of the balance, of the scales of balance. And you seem to be a very fair person. And again, you tried to see both sides of the argument, and you tried to remain, that stealthy, reasonable, balanced, non-judgmental sort of presence. And I'm getting the sense that they were almost the exact opposite, and not wanting to you reaching out to them emotionally, and them not sort of taking it from you, and just thinking they can do better, or acting like they can do better sort of energy. But you've come out of the relationship, or you are coming out of the relationship. The relationship is over, and you're coming out of the relationship better than you were. You're not having to defend yourself all the time, but you are very heartbroken, and you were very devastated when this relationship ended, because you gave so much and you tried so hard in this relationship. I can see how hard that you tried, and you really put all your effort in, really truly did everything you possibly could, I feel, and the other person just didn't want it at some point. They just didn't want to try. They didn't want to work on it. They didn't see the value in it the way you did, that you really, really fought for this relationship. And you were just, there's a lot of heartbreak. There was a lot of heartbreak, and possibly is a lot of heartbreak. And I think you're still really hurting over this, because you had so much to offer this person and they didn't want it. And quite possibly they might be with someone else now. And I'm not saying that they cheated on you or anything, but they might be with someone else now. And it's breaking your heart. Everything is breaking your heart, just again, because you tried so hard in this relationship. And you seem like you're almost like the voice of reason in the relationship. You were the voice of reason, and they wouldn't listen to you. And you always came from a place of a good place, like with a good heart and good intentions, and you always meant well, and they just didn't appreciate it. And really, I don't think they still, I think to this day they don't appreciate it, but we'll find out more when we pull some more cards here. So I'm going to pull some more cards for clarification. There was definite trust issues there. Let your friends help you, and children. Okay, so one or more of you may have, one or either you or them, or some of you in this reading may have had children with this person, or there were children involved, or you do have children. Maybe he had a child or she had a child. but yeah, there was a definitely trust issue here as well. There were trust issues in the relationship. And you have to let your friends, this card is about letting your friends help you, getting support from others, because you're heartbroken, and your world all crumbled down all around you. So your friends are going to help you out of the situation. Possibly your children will help you out of the situation. You know, focus on your love for your children, focus on your love for your friends, and to build up your trust again. So yeah, so maybe they were deceitful, and maybe they're off with somebody else now. Not, you know, again, for some of you, and not for all of you, because it's a general reading, but for some of you, they may have, you know, left you for somebody else, again, because they thought they could do better. And they probably let you know that, because this person doesn't seem like a very heartfelt person. This person is a little, I'm getting like an energy, like they're not very sensitive, they're not very caring, they're very abrupt and very you know, don't discuss their feelings, and think you're a bit of a wuss, and you know, you're too sensitive, and you're, you know, that type of abrasive personality. That's sort of the feeling I'm getting from this card, from these readings. So let's pull some more cards. It's late and I'm tired. Excuse me. Okay, so pull some more cards here. These are sexual tarot cards. So that is stars. Yeah. Okay, so you like bent over backwards for this person. You really bent over backwards, possibly even sexually. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but you just did everything that they wanted. And maybe that wasn't good enough for them, which is unfortunate for them. Like, not, you know, that's not a reflection of you in any way. But there was some deception here. There is some deception again. Something maybe was going on behind your back. There was some deception. It doesn't always mean that it was an affair, but this has come up a few times in these cards. So even if it was an emotional affair, or maybe they are sharing their emotions with somebody else and not with you, and you know, you're a very emotional person and you want that to be with you. So it could, emotional affairs are just as destructive, if not more destructive, than a sexual affair or romantic affair. And you're just defeated. You were defeated by this person. This person has defeated you, gutted you. You know, but you love them, and you will probably always love them. And even though you are the one actually that could do so much better, because you're such a good person, but you're always going to love this person. And you are very heartbroken, defeated, as I said. You know, you've just been run through the mill, and you're heartbroken, completely heartbroken. For this person, or you were when this relationship ended. I keep saying you are now, but I have a feeling that you're not over this, and you're not going to get over this anytime soon. As I said, that you're going to carry a torch for this person for a long time, and quite frankly, they don't really deserve it, but that's sort of who you are. And maybe there's a little bit of a codependency with you as well. You know, not that this person was an alcoholic or drug addict or anything, but you are it's that sort of energy I'm sort of getting, where you weren't being treated very well in this relationship, and you weren't emotionally getting your needs met in this relationship. But there you are, still doing everything for this person, and giving everything of yourself, and not getting any of it back in return at all. So let's pull some more cards. Let's see if they think about you. Let's see what they're up to, sort of thing. Okay. So what they do miss about you is that you're how you're patient and loving, and your empathy, and your emotional. You're so tender-hearted. You're so even-keeled. You're very maternal, almost, in a way. You've got the Queen of Fire, Queen of Water card here. Very maternal, emotional person that you are, and even though they sort of like mocked you for it at times, of how emotional you are and how they're not emotional, you know, and there was that kind of conflict between the two of you, but they miss that about you, and they will never admit that to you, but they miss that about you. They miss the passion that you had in your relationship, like sexually. They miss you, but I got the feeling here that they sort of have moved on, and they are not going to tell you that they miss all the things about you that they told you that they thought were annoying, right? So let's pull another card here. The Queen of Air, you've got the Queen of Fire, Queen of Water, Queen of Swords. So also they miss being with you. They miss that you are like level-headed. I get the feeling that you're like this. You're even keel, and they're like all over the place, and that's probably why you're like opposites attract. They say opposites attract. I don't necessarily believe in that, but sometimes it works. But opposites attract, like their energy's all over the place. Their energy's scattered, and you're pretty even keel. Like you're pretty calm most of the time. You're pretty calm until your heart's broken. You're pretty calm, and you're pretty even-keeled, even-tempered sort of thing. You have a very lovely energy most of the time, and people are drawn to you, and there's a very maternal, caring, nurturing energy about you that this person was probably drawn to from the beginning, misses about you, and will miss. If they don't miss that about you now, that will be the reason they miss you later. But yeah, so this person just pretty much took advantage of that. Sorry, I hate to say it. They took advantage of your loving, caring, maternal nature. And this person still has so much emotional maturity that so much emotions that they need to mature emotionally. So there's a very immature, scattered energy here. Very selfish person, I would say, that literally took advantage of you and broke your heart. And things will get better, but you're always going to just know that you're far better, far deserving of somebody better than this person. But it's hard to say that to you because you really love this person. This person was the love of your life. Possibly, right? And I am getting that feeling there, even though, most people wouldn't consider this person to be a catch by any means. You love this person. You love this person. They broke your heart. You miss them. You think about them all the time. But you will get better. Things will get better for you. But you need to go find your passions, and go, let your friends help you, and spend time with your children, spend time with your family, spend time with people that love you, respect you, honor you, and all these values of yours, like your maternal nature and your even-keeled temper, and all, your lovely energy and your kind nature. People that appreciate that, because this person doesn't. And this person possibly one day might be back when they decide to miss all these things about you. But there was a bit of deception here. There was a few cards of deception. Again, it doesn't always mean that they're being unfaithful, but I did get the sense that there was a bit of a wandering eye at some point here. I thought, sorry, it may have been the other deck there, but no. But there definitely were a few cards of deception in this deck. So this person was not very, very nice to you, and probably broke it off in a very mean way. And again, you had to defend yourself constantly with this person. So they didn't see the value in you, and they didn't see the authentic you, even though you're so authentic. They don't appreciate that. And hopefully that you deserve much better than this person and this heartache that they caused you. And I do really think that you still will meet the love of your life. This person is a wolf in sheep's clothing. This person was not, you're far more capable of finding someone better than this person. That you need to find someone a little more like you, with a little more patience and a kind nature. and someone who's patient, someone who's kind, someone who's tender-hearted, someone who's empathetic, warm, and caring for people and compassionate. Take the time to heal, because you do need to heal from this relationship. Take time to heal. I just from the vibe of these cards, I would avoid contact with this person. I would one day they might come crawling back to you, and I would really, really think hard and deep about not, continuing any communication with them. Maybe change your phone number, whatever it is that you need to do. But right now, you need to focus on yourself, and you need to know that you will find love again. And as I said, I do think that you might think this person was the love of your life, but honestly, as I've said a million times in this reading, you can do so much better. It's just two completely different energies here, and yours is just so lovely. So I hope that you move on from this, and I hope that you find love again, and I do believe that you will, because you're deserving of it. And this person didn't want what you had to offer, and there's lots of people that would love what you have to offer, but it's important for you right now to take the time to be in solitude, spend time again with your family and friends, and get better and heal from this relationship. That's your reading, pile number 4. If it resonated with you, that's lovely. If it didn't, just, I'm sorry. But it's a general reading, so for some of you, some parts of it may resonate more than others. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in another Pick a Card reading. Bye.